Hello, friends. We are back with more real estate related news, discussions, information, and we always welcome your input, your feedback, and your questions. Kelly here with us. She's always giving us insight into new and dynamically changing real estate industry subjects. So today we are going to talk about affordability of houses, even though the interest rates have increased and the market seems to be slowing down, but it's not as much slowing down because genuine demand still stays there. Inventory is low, interest rate is high. So there's a lot happening. We live in Washington, D.C., Richmond metropolitan area, and both areas are extremely unaffordable. The houses prices have risen tremendously over a period of time. It is very difficult to find a home of choice. So what do people do? Kelly and I, we researched this for a while. We both have been in the real estate industry for the longest time, and we were looking for options that people can have within Richmond and Washington, D.C. metropolitan, Northern Virginia, which has become extremely unaffordable. So we found that on the I-95, which is the main artery that goes through from New York to Florida, at least, or more, but there are certain areas which are still relatively unexplored. And Caroline County is one of those areas. It's like 20 minutes from Richmond and 20 minutes from the Northern Virginia area. So, and the whole county is USDA approved for zero down, low interest primary residence. So we're going to talk about that. I'm sure this kind of situation is pretty much everywhere, and all the real estate professionals who are watching, whether they're mortgage professionals, they're realtors or other areas, they can start thinking out of box, look for those kind of opportunities. So Kelly, what do you think?
Manufactured homes are a great option for affordability. They cost much less than a modular or stick-built home.
And manufactured homes are, well, the understanding we have is manufactured homes are much lower in quality and people don't like to live in those. So what about that?
Well, all manufactured homes have to have a HUD-approved seal on them saying that they are constructed according to minimum property standards.
So okay. So Federal Housing Authority, right?
Yeah, Housing and Urban Development, absolutely.
Okay, so they have oversight on manufactured homes, and then every corresponding state has a housing agency that works as HUD agent in that county to enforce those minimum standards. So what you are saying is since the affordability is a big issue, the material or the quality may be a little bit less, but it increases cost-wise. It makes much more sense for people who are struggling to afford a house.
Absolutely. The HUD, the Department of Housing and Urban Development, has to approve the manufactured home. They have a HUD seal that's placed inside of them. And like Virginia requires that the dealer or the seller or the wholesaler even get approved in order to sell those houses so that they can make sure that they comply with minimum property standards. That means they're eligible for FHA financing, USDA financing, conventional financing. So they're considered a home and a great alternative to provide affordable housing.
So what you're saying is these are not like some kind of fly-by living arrangement, but these are, consistent with federal and state housing standards. And then yeah, please go ahead.
I was just going to cite the difference. Manufactured homes save money, number one, because they're rolled into the property, so you don't have to have all the site work for a foundation and the bricklayers and all of that. But they are strapped down, and there are requirements to make sure they're safe. They're strapped down below the frost line. There's concrete poured to make sure that they are fastened properly. There are so many requirements, and an engineer actually has to certify that the house has been set in accordance with HUD guidelines and state and county government.
Wow. So there is a lot that goes on to make sure consistency and quality. So manufactured homes are not similar to trailer parks or mobile homes.
Well, in a roundabout way, Dr. Khan, they are mobile homes because they're movable. The difference is a manufactured home is brought to the property on its own wheels with a tongue. So it's pulled like an 18-wheeler would be pulled. It sits on the lot, and then the engineer has to certify that it's properly fastened for safety reasons, etc. And then the electrical and the plumbing outside the water source, electrical, septic or sewer source is connected just like a site-built or stick-built house. Now, they are brought in, which means they are mobile. Their quality of workmanship is a little lower than a site-built or a stick-built house, but it does meet all minimum property standards. Now, a modular home is brought in on an 18-wheeler, and everything that you do for a site-built home to prepare for the house to sit on it has to be the same. And then a crane literally puts the house on there, so it's never going to be movable again. And then there's site-built, where they build the houses right on the site. And the difference in the three are the site-built houses, you are at the mercy of the market. If there's a lack of windows, or if the windows are skyrocketed, it's going to be passed through to the consumer. Modular is a little better because all the materials are purchased in bulk, and the houses are prepared in a climate control environment, just like the manufactured houses. And then you have the manufactured houses. They also are prepared in a climate controlled environment. The workmanship is very good. The quality of materials is a little less, but it's the best option for affordable housing for someone that just can't qualify for that modular or stick-built house.
Okay, so for an argument's sake, we understand that modular and stick-built homes are pretty close in quality. So for an argument's sake, in Caroline County, a similar home in Northern Virginia or Richmond Metro, how much will it differ in price? And second part of the question is, if the same home is a manufactured home, what difference will it be in the price?
Well, I'm just going to use hypothetical numbers. If you're buying a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, modular or stick-built home in certain localities in Virginia, you may be able to purchase that house for $295,000. The same house, probably bigger, more square footage, and they last a long time. It's amazing. There are manufactured homes in areas that are 50, 60 years old. That same house would be approximately $40,000 to $50,000 less. So you would be able to someone that can only afford a $240,000 or $250,000 home would probably benefit from buying a manufactured home instead of renting and throwing their money away. Matter of fact, many of them are renting manufactured homes, and they're never ever going to obtain wealth, whereas a manufactured home, they can actually have a mortgage payment and be gaining wealth.
For $300,000 in Northern Virginia, you can only buy a maybe 100-year-old ghost house. I don't think you can buy a livable house in Northern Virginia. So essentially, you're looking at 20 to 30% cost difference in terms of the location, as well as if we are buying a manufactured homes. And the work that we are doing is on single-family lots, and these are single-family homes as opposed to condominiums or townhomes.
Yes, they are single family. You own the lot that you live on, unlike a condo where you only own the contents. You own the lot, you're gaining wealth, it's yours. It is a part of the American dream of homeownership.
So this kind of situation is probably around every metropolitan area. If you drive like 20, 25 minutes, you will find affordable houses, and you need to think creatively about that. The fun fact, if you're living in Caroline County, Kings Dominion is like 5 minutes from here. So kids will be very, very happy. And then you will never run out of guests. You will always have somebody coming to you during the season to enjoy Kings Dominion. With that, I would like to thank you very much, Kelly, and I would encourage our fellow real estate professionals to look outside the box for all the housing options. There is a still steady market. People are buying homes, and as long as you can come up with a solution suited to their circumstances, I'm pretty sure they will welcome that. Thank you very much, and see you around.